Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kutemwa Masafwa and I'm an international student at Xavier University of Louisiana. I worked as a college applications coach for over a year, and so I would love to help you through your application process too. So we have started a series on the Common App, and this is the third video. We'll be looking at the personal statement. So first off, I'll just give you a general description of the personal statement, what's needed in it and how it should look, and then I'll give you specific tips on how to write your personal statement, and then I'll also read the personal statement that got me where I am, so please do stick around. So you will find your personal statement or your personal essay under the writing tab of the Common App, and right there it does give you a paragraph of instructions and it gives you 6 prompts that you are supposed to choose from. So the first important thing is already mentioned there. It says that this is a chance for you to distinguish yourself in your own voice, and so I want you to see this essay as an opportunity for you to speak. Up to this point through application, you've just been filling out tabs, putting your address and whatnot, but this is a chance for you to speak to the admissions committee in your own voice. This is a point where you can connect with them, they can see you as a person and not as an applicant, so it's very important that you see this as an opportunity for you to speak to them. And then you have 6 prompts, but I do want to say that it doesn't matter which prompt that you choose, mostly because the last of these prompts, I'm looking at the tab right now, the last of these prompts, you can actually share an essay on any topic of your choice. So it doesn't really matter what prompt you choose, you just have to know the aim of this essay. And as I said, you are trying to bring out a unique aspect of yourself and connect with the admissions committee on a personal level. So I'm going to give you 6 qualifications of a good personal statement. So first of all, a good personal statement is about something significant. And I say this because when you look at how the other prompts are on the Common App, all of them, they want you to bring out something that either made you grow or something that is a core part of who you are, So you want your personal statement to be about something that's significant to you as a person. And so it doesn't matter, as I said, what prompts you choose, but you do want it to be about something that means a lot to you. So second of all, you want your personal statement to be unique. And this is very important. So I'm not saying you're going to have a story that has never been heard of, These are people who've been looking at several applications. What makes a story unique is how you tell it, I recently watched a YouTube video that was comparing The Lion King and Frozen. I didn't realize how unique the stories are. The person was supposed to rise to power, ran away, then the parents died. Anyway, I won't get into it. The point is that those 2 stories are told from totally different perspectives, and so they still bring out something totally different, and the lesson that you would get from both of them is totally different because of what they are focusing on. So your story doesn't matter, your prompt doesn't matter. What matters is how you tell the story, what perspective you're telling it from. So thirdly, you want your personal statement to be interesting. Remember that these are real people who will be reading your essay, and most likely they've gone through a bunch of essays already, so you don't want your essay to be one of those, you want it to be something interesting that they'll actually want to keep reading. And there are 2 tips that I think are great when trying to make your essay interesting. So firstly, creating some sort of suspense, especially towards the beginning. So you don't want to just jump into it and give all the details right away, A good way to do this is to start from the end, right? So if you're talking about a race, you can just start by saying, I was panting, like you're describing how you were at that moment, and then as you go, then you can say the race had just, so you're creating that flow where the reader is wondering, okay, what's going on, you are making them want to keep reading. And then another thing is coming up with some sort of metaphor to compare what you're writing to. So I remember I wrote an essay on coming up with this method for squaring numbers. So obviously it's a boring topic, and I didn't want to just be describing so you get the number, So I did a parallel where I compared it to a race. So as I was describing, I was saying, so at the beginning of a race, and this and this and this. So I feel like it gave it some sort of interesting element as opposed to just talking straight. So if these can help you, please go ahead and use them. And then fourthly, you want your essay to be real. So as I said, this is your way of connecting with the admissions committee. So you want your essay to be something that they can feel, something that they can understand. Put them in your shoes. And the good tip when it comes to this is, if you're describing something, or you've picked a topic, make sure that you zero in on a detail, not really that you're just rushing through the details, Explain why that was important to you. Make them feel that topic that you chose and why it's so important to you as a person. And that takes us to the next point, which is your essay should be personal, right? As you are making them feel what you are feeling, you also have to describe the impact that it had on you. As I said in the first point, you have to pick something that's significant, right? So you're not just going to be talking about an event that happened. You can use an event, you can use a book, you can use anything, but what did it mean to you as a person? So in as much as you are trying to describe the details of the event, also describe how you felt, also describe why it meant so much to you, because it is called a personal essay after all, right? They're supposed to learn something about you in the end. So topic doesn't matter, but what does it say about you? And obviously these people don't know you, so don't assume that they know. Put everything in there. Why is it so important to you? What did it mean to you? What impact did it have on you? And then lastly, but also very important, your essay should be eloquent. So this is a way to demonstrate your writing ability, as well as it is a chance for the admissions committee to get to know more about you. So they do say in the instructions that you are demonstrating your ability to write clearly and concisely. And so your English should be clear. The words that you choose should describe what you are saying in a good way. I'm not saying that you should use dictionary words in a way that people have to use a dictionary when reading through your essay. No, you want it to be clear, and then you want it to be concise. So using phrases that can be thinned down. You know, if someone is reading your essay and there are a lot of redundant sentences, sometimes it can get tiring to read. You know, instead of saying he did this in a way that made me sad, he did this in a way that was deemed sad to me, you know, some phrases are just not necessary. So it's important that as you write, you are also making it easy to read. And so a personal statement is your story and you decide how to tell it, but it's important to also get feedback as you write your personal statement. So first of all, from people who are close to you, because they will know whether it's an accurate representation of who you are, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be your authentic self. And then it's important to also get it from people who you know will give you good feedback in terms of grammatic structure and so on. And there are many resources that you can use to get reviews online as well. So as promised, I'm going to read my personal statement. So I'm not saying it's some stellar statement that's going to change the world and end world hunger, but I do believe it's helpful to read other people's personal statements. I did that a lot while I was reading mine, and it did help me with pointers and so on. So I hope that it's helpful to you as well. Here we go. The title is Look Up. They both went through a rebellious phase. They refused to let me have a clear picture of whatever was before me by blurring my every focus. They would retaliate every time I stepped outside by bursting into tears, and whenever I refused to grant their demands, they would lose their temper and upset my head. The most agonizing thing was that they had seen the sun for just as long as I had. They were born through me, in my eye sockets. The three of us are literally inseparable, but my eyes were acting like they had minds of their own. They hated the sun, and during photo sessions, they always chose to hide almost completely behind their lids and wrinkle my entire face in the process. I guess that was the reason I always dodged the camera flash whenever I could, or was it? I always walked with my head down, but was it just the sunlight I was avoiding? Was I protecting just my eyes? Avoiding all manner of eye contact, I always walked swiftly. I was the quiet child, part of the group and never singled out. The one who was always chosen to sit at the front next to the class's chief noisemaker in an attempt to discipline them. Nevertheless, that worked to my advantage because my eyes did not have to put in that much extra effort into seeing notes on the blackboard. Then in secondary school, they had to increase their efforts until in 11th grade, they really had to strain to make out the letters, sometimes to no avail. My first visit to an eye correction center revealed that my eyes had no control over their rebellious actions and earned me a prescription for lenses. It was a drastic change. My eyes loved it so much that they completely changed their outlook. Wink. They were shielded from the sun and camera flashes, and they did not have to strain anymore. I did not know that when we three were united, the world could be that clear. I did not want to waste another second looking at the ground when I could look at the sky through my calamatic lenses. I could look at people's faces without them asking why my eyes were watering. Everyone assumed that I was a shy and unconfident girl because my head was always bowed down, pinning their expectations down with it. With my lifted head came opportunities to voice out my opinion during class discussions. Teachers now noticed me, and not just because my face had a new look. Wink. I realized that I loved speaking out, and it turned out people wanted to hear what I had to say. My senior year was a large podium presenting many opportunities for me to practice influence, from being on the official debate panel of the debate club to being in charge of managing a block of 60 pupils as a prefect. I felt like I had unlocked a crucial part of who I am. I guess there is more to light than meets the eye. It was like it illuminated me. I now saw myself as a crucial part of a diverse world. My contribution was much less and my role was unique. But first, I had to find my voice before I could really have an impact. I had to see myself through 4 eyes in order for me to notice the details that will make me more than who I am meant to be. And now I am confident enough to step into my role in any community I find myself in. Who knew that letting the light shine into my eyes would brighten my entire life? I guess the eyes are the windows to the soul. So that was my personal statement, and if I'm to leave you with a tip to end this video, I'll just say make sure that you show and don't tell. I'm sure you've heard this a lot, but it's very important that you're not saying I am good, you're showing it through the things that you did and through the things that you are saying as you describe things in your essay. So please let me know in the comments down below if you have any more questions or any comments. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share this video with those who you feel are in need of it or might benefit from it. Thank you so much.